up? It's Joe, ready from Ready's Rise. We're back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that compact crossover that's actually been in Kia's lineup since the beginning here in the United States, and it's getting some changes for the new model year. What am I talking about? This vehicle right here. This is a 2026 Kia Sportage. This particular one is an SX Prestige. But before we get into this compact crossover that was part of the whole original Kia brand, let's talk about what's going on here. So you heard correctly. Going back to the early 1990s, here in the United States, there were two vehicles that Kia sold when they first started selling cars in the US. It was the Sportage, which is this vehicle, and it was the Fascia, which was a small sedan. Now the Fascia is long gone, but the Sportage nameplate has stuck around. And even though the Sportage over the years has changed its design, its overall size and power plants, for 2026, Kia is continuing to refine their longest running nameplate. But what I want to find out is it enough to go up against the greats, the Honda CR-Vs, the Toyota RAV4s, and is this the must-own crossover for 2026? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into this one and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, loving the color. It's called Nebular Blue, and it really gives it a nice modern pop of color. It gets your attention really nicely. Now, at the front of the business, here's where you're going to see a majority of the change. It's all within the lighting. All new headlight housing with the LED daytime running lamp and your turn signal, and then that vertical stack of LED headlights. Now, if you remember the previous model year, it was more this boomerang shape, kind of looked out of place. What they wanted to do is they wanted to make this Sportage look more like the rest of the Kias, the K4, the K5, the Sorento, so on and so forth. I'm liking this style a lot more. Now, working our way down, you do have the Nebular Blue, a little bit of gloss black, and a little bit of silver, but the best thing is nothing fake. No fake vents, no weird stuck-on doodads, none of that. Now, as we come across the updated grille for 2026, still that tiger nose shape. Top trim's gonna get a forward-facing camera. You got the silver along the brow. And then working your way down, you do have functionality within the gloss black grille and that forward-facing camera, the Nebular Blue. I'm kind of digging the way that they brought some of the black, they dripped it down on both sides. Let me know if you're liking that design. And then on the lower portion, you have the gloss black on the lower grille, and we have our LED fog lamps, a total of 4 of them, with the silver along the lower lip. But I really think that Kia played their hand well, because with those little tweaks, like I said, it looks like a different Sportage in a very good way, and it looks more like its siblings in the Kia lineup. Now, as we rise up, hood is going to be the same. You still got that little drop down angle that matches with the tiger nose grille. And then as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're going to find on this SX Prestige are these 19-inch wheels. I like the way they do a cover over the center there to cover up all the lug nuts. Some machined aluminum accents. And if you're wondering, like I said, 19-inch wheel, tires are 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall. And let me know what you think about the gloss black around the fender opening. I'm actually kind of liking it. I feel like it cuts this bright Nebular Blue just enough. And with the gloss black accents on the front, it really does blend in nicely. But let me know if you like it gloss black, flat black, or painted. I don't want flat black. I'd rather have it painted than flat black, but I'm okay with the gloss black. Working your way down, you do have LED turn signals on your mirror caps with the Nebular Blue 360-degree cameras. From the side, this is a 2-row midsize. Next up would be a Sorento. Next up from that would be a Telluride. And if you want to go smaller than this, you would go with, of course, the Soul, which is the smallest in their lineup, or you could go Seltos. Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, Telluride. Up top, we have A little bit of gloss black on the roof rail, nothing too crazy. Panoramic sunroof. Like the way they did the black trim around the window frame openings. Color match that nebular blue on the door handles, and then you have the gloss black with some of that silver along the bottom. Now working our way towards the rear, I don't mind this little kind of design texture that they do. I think that adds a little bit of nice character, and I like the way the black flows into the rear liftgate. And then look, somebody listens to me. Do you see how good? Why does it look so clean back here? There's no exposed rear wiper. It's tucked underneath that nice nebular blue roof spoiler. Just like up front, great style with the LED lighting. No light bulbs, no old-fashioned light bulbs. Clean on the Kia badge and Sportage. That's all you need. And then working our way down to ground level, very simplistic and clean on the bottom. You got the gloss black, the silver, and a little bit more gloss black. I'm okay that there's no exposed exhaust. And I kind of like the fact that the bumper doesn't stick out 20 feet. But I do like the way they shaped that rear liftgate area. Very, very sporty. Kind of makes sense. Sport, edge, Sportage. Wow. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about power of this compact crossover. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath the hood, you do have your good old-fashioned internal combustion engine. The reason why I bring that up is because there are two hybrid versions for 2026. But when you go the 2.5 naturally aspirated inline-4 route, what are you getting? You're getting 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic, no CVTs. Thank you, Kia. If you're wondering 0 to 60, don't race anybody on a bicycle or possibly even somebody on foot. 0 to 60 in about 9 seconds. Top speed, 125 miles an hour. MPGs, what do we got going on here? So with the 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, what you're going to be getting are 25 in the city, 33 on the highway. Obviously, if you want more MPGs, then you could go hybrid. And there's going to be, like I said, for 2026, 2 hybrid versions. Now, one thing to point out is if you want all these leaves, they are extra. They're not included stock. Those are leaves from South Korea that made it all the way here to the United States. Pretty crazy. But why don't we go ahead? Let me know what you think about the engine. Are you happy the way it is? Do you want more horsepower? Are you glad it doesn't have a CVT? Let me know in the comment section. But we're going to fire this up and see the updated Sportage roll. All right, guys, we're inside this 2026 Kia Sportage SX Prestige top trim with the internal combustion engine underneath the hood. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, wow. I am surprised such a small change makes the Sportage look so different. I'm actually really liking the change, but will I like the price? I guess that's the big question, right? MSRP for the way this one is optioned is right at $37,000. Let's see what you get when you go with this new Sportage. To the door panels. Love the clean, simple style. Soft black touch material. You got this nice, almost like aluminum finish, like a dark aluminum finish around the door handle. Soft touch on the armrest. No gloss black. Door pocket is a little tight, so maybe just 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a small Pepsi. We got the Harman Kardon sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch. There's that aluminum style trim looking good. Slide on in. You got your 2 12.3-inch infotainment system. And for 2026, the 12.3-inch is standard. So all the trims get the 12.3-inch setup. Obviously really easy to pull up whatever you want. Love this song from Def Leppard. Love Def Leppard. Love 80s on 8. I want to go back to the 80s. Real easy on accessing whatever you need, all the same apps and all that. YouTube, what's up with that? Nice to have all that technology. And that's another piece, is they updated all the apps and the technology in here, including entertainment. That's Steven's favorite. He always likes to be entertained. Throw it into reverse, backup camera, clear resolution, 360. Steven's favorite, the sit and spin. And then we're right back where we started. You got your TFT display. Watch this. You want to see something cool? It'll change. Ooh, look at that. That's all the operations of the screen. Now we're back to AC controls. Dual climate with the little knobs. USB-C, 2 of them. A wireless charging pad. And then look at this plethora of buttons. Heated seats, 3 stages. Ventilated seats, 3 stages. 2 stages of steering wheel. More of that aluminum style trim. Your start-stop button. This is going to control your 8-speed automatic. Hill descent control. Shut the automatic start-stop feature off. And then you have dos cup holders. That's 2 in Spanish. And then you can fill this back area up with some M&Ms. Make mine peanut. Key fob, just like before. I missed the one that used to come on the Stinger. That was my favorite. Soft touch, some nice stitching. Open up, you got a 12 volt. And you got enough room in there to where you could probably put, I would say, a 4-piece box of chicken from KFC. And you might be able to get the biscuit in there. One of these days, I got to tell you the story of how KFC came to be. I know the secret recipe of the 13 ingredients. I know, or at least I used to know, Colonel Sanders. So what do you got to say about that? Seats, soft touch. They added Alcantara material. Really nice on the bolstering. Electric assist for the passenger. Electric assist for the driver. We do have a panoramic sunroof with that power shade, which is great. Steven wants me to leave it open. He says that will make the lighting perfect on my face. What do you think? But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the unique wheel in this Kia Sportage. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. There's all the power seat controls. Seats are comfy. I'm 6 feet tall, and don't think that this compact SUV is compact on the interior room. It's not. Love the steering wheel, that single spoke design, really sporty and clean. You got your drive mode button, all the other switchgear in flat black, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You can scroll through information in the center there, which is really nice. We got our different modes, normal, sport, my drive, which are your preferences. I like the way the gauges change. If I can, there we go. So I'm gonna go into sport. Look at that. I feel sporty already. And then you do have your blind spot camera, which is great. I don't know why all the other brands don't have that. But why don't we go ahead? Let's get in the back seat, because I want to take you for a spin in this Sportage. All right, guys, back seat area, and this is what I love about 2 rows. Lots of good space back here. You got the little hanger. This is where your kids could put their electronic devices. I remember that there used to be some teachers that I used to work with when I was a teacher, where it's like, BYOD, bring your own device. The hell with that. Put your device away. You're here to learn, and I'm here to teach you. Duh. But you could also hang your sweater. I know Steven still has his Letterman jacket when he used to play football back in school. And then on the back, you got a nice pocket here. This is where you could put like a mirror, maybe a back scratcher. I say put a mirror. You know, one of those things that I try to tell people, especially when I was a teacher, I try to tell my students, is that if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. So give them a mirror, have them stare at themselves until they love themselves. Make them love themselves. That's the only way to go. Command center, nice AC vent. You got your USB-Cs and a place to stand up your Twinkies. 4 of them back here. Seats are comfy, and guess what? They even get more comfy because, oh my, look at that. Wow. That's actually pretty darn good. Pull the armrest down. Ooh, soft. 2 cup holders. I even like the way they did the seats just like up front with the Alcantara. Let's get in the cargo area because I want to take you for a spin in the sporty Sportage. All right, guys, time to get in that cargo area. Just gonna hit the button. Of course, nice electric assist on a Sportage SX Prestige. You're gonna be greeted with a generous amount of room. 37 cubic feet of space. You fold down the rear seat area, that's gonna give you 69 cubic feet of space. You do have a 12 volt. Nice to have a little electricity on the back side. Pull the handles down, look at that. I like the way they have the handles back here. Now, the seats actually lock in, so you have to come over here and push them in. But once they're locked and loaded. And I like that fact because if you have something really, really huge back here, it's not gonna be hopping around with the seat going up and down. Lift this up, you do get a spare. So thank you, Kia, for doing that. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm ready. Steven needs some Red Bull. We're gonna go for a little drive and get him his liquids and go for a spin in the Sportage. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2026 Kia Sportage with the updates, with some of the changes. And right away, I love how everything is organized in here. I mean, Kia has done a great job with upgrading the materials, nice large 12.3-inch screens that come standard now, well within reach. And then you got that digital gauge cluster. I am in sport mode, and you do have those other modes. And I like the way the button is right on the wheel. That really, just something so simple like that. It's easy to get to and very, very straightforward. But this SX Prestige comes with a lot of options, especially when you look at heated and ventilated seats. And having the 8-speed automatic is also a very, very wonderful touch. Steering wheel, the thickness feels great. It's very comfortable to hold on to in the 9 and sort of 3 positions. I mean, you could go higher if you want to, but it feels better in 9 and 3. And then visibility out the windshield is great. You got all of the Kia DriveWise safety features. And those blind spot cameras are worth their weight in gold. But we're gonna go on throttle. You ready? On throttle, here we go. So naturally aspirated inline 4. It actually feels faster when you're behind the wheel than what the numbers say, but it does have a linear torque delivery. The only thing is it's a little on the noisy side, so just something to be aware of. The 8-speed shifts relatively smooth. And really, when you're stacking this up against the competition, it's incredible what they bring for the price point. I mean, to have all the amenities in here and still be under 40,000 seems to me like a great value if you want all the amenities compared to the competition. And then on top of that, they're bringing things that other brands don't even offer, like a blind spot camera. I mean, look how nice that is. Make a U-turn here, show you how easy that is. Look at that, piece of cake. On throttle, here we go. I do have it in sport mode. Smooth shifts though, smooth shifts from the 8-speed. Let me go ahead and change the mode. It holds on to the gear like that for me. I'm gonna go into normal. Then it drops the revs. But just a very well thought out interior with lots of great technology that people want. People want these types of things. And even the way that the screens are kind of low really just helps with the visibility, and seeing everything through the steering wheel opening is very, very easy to do. Seats are comfortable, supportive, and you have plenty of cargo space. So it's going to be interesting to see what the hybrid models are like. We're going to bring that to you as well, so stay tuned. But quite impressed with this top SX Prestige trim and what they're bringing for the money. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of this 2026 SX Prestige. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day. Not a very sunny day, but a good day nonetheless here at Loki Kia. Definitely got to thank Robert and the rest of the crew getting us access to this updated, changed up, refresh 2026 Kia Sportage. Let me know what you think. For the money, is this the better way to go over the competition? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised by the family. Gotta give up to Stephen Flood. He's making it a great day, no matter what anybody says to him, no matter what anybody does to him, because he is strong like a big old piece of oak and strong like bull. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.